I said, Beam, what up? Let's go.
Couldn't tell me what I saw, I just seen enough. From the visions to the real, same scenic, bro. I only need a second to explain this. And any sudden change make the pain switch. And anytime it rains, it's the same shit. Got me feeling for the pills, the insane kid. And mama didn't see the shit from birth. That the child she conceived had connections to the earth. I was born with a curse, born with a gift. I am weak of the flesh, I'm still with your shit. I'm great in the mind, I'm rich in the soul. Baby, I enter my prime with digital goals. And everybody flock like a pigeon with cold. I'd rather fly like an eagle looking down on his foes. I only need a minute when I'm changing my clothes. So give me just a second if you're waiting to know.
Just 1 second of your time, I could tell you stories about my life. I've seen hope and I've seen
struggle through these eyes. So please give me just a second of your time.
So give me just 1
second of your time. So give me just a second of your time. So give me just a second.
I done seen fiends leaning up on Falk Heights. From the dream to the meth, couldn't walk right. And more aborted blocks than this homeless vets. Has anybody checked where the homeless at? The murder rate increased, but the mayor's new. He just tell that bitch who to prosecute. The city is the John, they the prostitutes. That's why we getting tricked through these obstacles. Everything changed, even school lane. Fuck yeah, my mother got a new name. I'm just trying to focus till it's clear. If you give me just a second, I'll be choking on my tears.
second of your time, I could tell you stories about my life. I've seen hope and I've seen
struggle through these eyes. So please give me just a second of your time.
so give me just 1
Second of your time. So give me just a second of your time. Struggle through these eyes. So please give me just a second of your time.
so give me just 1
All I need is a second.
just 1
Second.
So give me just 1
Second of your time.
Just
So give me just a second of your time.
Just
So give me just a second of your time.
just 1
Second of your time. So give me just 1. Just 1 second.
Beam, what up, MC? Salute to you, man. What's going on? I don't know. I'm gonna jibber jabber just a little bit. I was just on Boss Panel, and I mean he should be up here. Him and PortCiti might come up here. I was just on Boss Panel, and we was talking about this subject. It kind of got out of hand, so I told him I'd bring it over here. You know, we'll kind of chop it up over here. What up, Bamzilla? Why you don't got a wrench? Oh shit, I can't see if you got a wrench or nothing. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see when Boss come in if he want to jump up here with me and be on and get in it. What it do, Miss D? But I don't know if you heard, Bam. If you heard what I said, I was just on Boss Panel with him, and there was a couple of us up there, and we got to chopping it up, and me and Boss got the debating back and forth about product of environment, basically. And, you know, conversation kind of got out of hand between me and somebody else on the panel. But, you know, the point to that, I don't want to talk about that because they're not here. But I was trying to tell them that, you know, what they was coming at me with, we wasn't even talking about. So, you know, my whole point is to come up here and say, you know, I'll wait till a couple more people get in here. Even if they come in, it's fucking late on Friday and shit. I gotta work in the morning. That shit need to be up. But that shit got real interesting. It got a little choppy and shit. And then me and Boss was talking about it in the back. He was like, yo, you should finish that on the panel. So again, if he come in here, if he ain't waiting too long, I told him I wasn't gonna be long doing it if I do it. So I know how I do. I'm gonna play a song, see if somebody else, see if he come in. I dropped the link in the chat whenever he get in here. Let's see what I get over here. I know exactly where I want to go. I feel like this type of movie. Where is that? Damn, right here. I feel like this type of movie. I was over there too. I was kind of in both of them, looking at both of them, but you know, Boss got a way of triggering me and shit, and I jumped right up on his shit. I think he be doing that shit on purpose. Now I think about it.
Black Sector Mafia. Yeah, starting this off from bar one, I got my Nicca with me. New verse, author, the 5th chapter, collecting saga entries. Yeah, bar 3.
This episode is a continuation. So read the field, ground ready, begin the penetration.
And it's like that from here on out. Breathe life into the cipher foundation, wasn't built off cloud.
Take your breath, let it fill up my lungs. I give you light, spit it straight up my tongue. You niggas not where I'm from.
I move cautious, bar shit, vision flawless. Believe half of what you see, the other half is nonsense.
That to me means the shit ain't real. It's an illusion. It's life and it's how I feel.
Let's make a deal. So watch the puppet as his master pulls strings slowly. Subconscious attachment to what you see is holy.
Hold up, so what you saying? I've been preaching basics, new world coming. I drop the print like a master mason.
And it's that perfect type of sound fusion. When I drop this shit, it's solid. Every bar, another bowel movement.
Me, what? I rather constipate the mind while you thinking about the shit. You can concentrate the mind and let go.
I'm not following trends, I'm following ends. I'm sick, put the pad to the pen. Let me begin on this.
And I've been writing all of my life. The metaphors and the bars, I can junction them right. Let's get it.
Yeah. Brief intermission. New verse, author.
Author verse new.
Let's get it. Let's get it. What should I say? Let's get it. Look, I can see the way society moves, and it's not me, cause I've been on some other shit since my height was 5'3".
Grown man,
for sure.
I be moving with a section of blacks. The mafia, like the 80s, is back. This is the greatest impact.
And I co-sign that to the fullest. Thinking righteous on this path will never get me mixed up with a Judas.
Bishop NuTroll, you should be the student. This a lesson from the teacher with the subject from a Buddhist. I do this.
Forging ahead, Conscious told me, boy, get bread. Tread light, just don't avoid this ledge. Come on.
And I'm the cliff when you walk on the edge. I'm in your head like your conscious walk light or you're dead. Go ahead.
Cause nothing changes if you comfortable, it stays the same. The same how you laid up in a lake of flames.
And I've been walking through the fire water. This is destiny to me, coming from the higher order. Thank you for it.
Either way it go, I think it's up to me. Either way it go, I think it's up to me.
Let's get it. It's like I'm in the heaven when I move with legends. Stay away from the flocks, they migrate the peasants.
And all they do is stop progression. Type of folks I find it hard to build with shit, but I had to learn my lesson.
This is heavy because the lesson I sketch it with the author. Hope you're catching the message. This is one for the records.
Another dub for the win column, but what you expect? New verse author is two of the best. Yes, get it.
Bill, what up, y'all? All right, got Miss D in the building. What up, Port? What up, boss? LA. All right, you know, Port and boss was pretty much over there. So, Port, boss, or LA. That way I ain't gotta worry about the people in the back and all that shit. Y'all come up. So anyway, for the people that's in the bushes, Terry, hey Tatty, happy birthday, Tatty. Goody, what it do, BJ? For the people, boss.
What's happening, my nigga?
Let's get it. What's up with you?
Cooling, man. Cooling.
That's what it do.
Cooling.
So I kind of broke down, you know, my, little rendition of your panel. You know, I just explained to it that, we were talking, or the subject came out about product of environment. And once I got on there, things got a little choppy and went left some type of way. But,
Yeah, it did go left. It damn sure did that. For real.
I don't know if I should just play some of it, bro.
I mean, hey, have at it. I don't give a damn shit.
I don't know if I should play some of it, or just direct. How about this, bro? You just put your if you can put that link to that show in the chat, because it was a good show. You get what I'm saying? Everybody can check it out. You know what I mean?
That shit, that shit right there was a good ass show. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed that motherfucker.
I would have to find it, damn, and because it was 2 hours long, so I would have to go through it and find it.
Man, that shit was 3 hours long. I ain't even mean for it to be that motherfucking long, bro. Cause when it was like at 2 hours and like 28 minutes when I started Final Thoughts, but them damn Final Thoughts was so goddamn long, my nigga.
Bro, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I would have appreciated if we carried that one on. You know what I mean? When I seen Port say let the two adults talk, then I was like, yeah, you'll see what I'm saying. All right, let's get it. Because that's what I really wanted to do. I really didn't want to come at yo like that, because I understand, bro, I was 22 at once. You know what I mean? A nigga that was 40 couldn't tell me shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was. You know what I mean? And it took, to be honest with you, it took working with white people, bro. You know what I mean? It got me to listen to the older people, because these motherfuckers knew what the fuck they was talking about in the skill that what I was doing. You feel what I'm saying? So I had to listen to them. You feel me? And because of that, they started teaching me, like, that person, that type of person, they're not going to teach you shit because they don't want you to learn. They them type of people. I'm gonna make sure you progress. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And those people took me under their wing, taught me what I needed to, and I progressed in what I was doing. You feel what I'm saying at that time? So I had, like I say, I was a hard-headed little motherfucker. You know what I mean? And anybody that's, 20 to 28, I'm gonna give them 28. I kind of let them be who they are. You know what I mean? Because I was there. You feel what I'm saying? Just like my environment. You know what I mean? I kind of let my people be who they are and not judge them. On the fact that I did something that y'all didn't do. So I don't look at them and say, because I did it, y'all could have, because the circumstances were different. I had a different parent. My mother was hard on me. My mother didn't want to see no grades coming in under a certain way. You get what I'm saying? Right. My friends, they didn't have that option. They could bring fucked up grades home. My mother made me come in at 8 o'clock at night. They didn't have that option. They could stay out to 12 on school nights. You feel what I'm saying? And on Fridays, Saturdays, these niggas was out all night. And I'm in the house at 11.
Hey,
you get what I'm saying?
But you just said some shit that just made me think, like, when I hit school, you know what I'm saying, I made good grades, but you know what I'm saying, my brothers, they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas ain't give a fuck about no goddamn school. But my mama never applied pressure because I guess maybe she expected me to be just like them, but I didn't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to. I'm a competitor, just like you is. Hell, just like we both are when it comes to music. I want to be better than most. You know what I'm saying? And I take that approach with everything I do. So, I really can't say my mom wasn't tough on them. Like she didn't have to be that way with me because it was already in me, or should I say, I wanted to be great. So that's the way I can explain it.
I mean, I was different. I mean, my brother was the angel and I was the devil, basically. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want to get the way I go against you, nigga. I went against all odds all the time, bro. And it showed. You get what I'm saying? But one thing, you know what I mean, my mother taught me. My mother, and to the day, you know what I mean, I still had that fear for my mama. You get what I'm saying? No matter who I can face or who I say I ain't scared of on this street or this whatever bad mother, I don't give a fuck. My mother's still the baddest motherfucker alive. You get what I'm saying? And my grandmother's to follow. I'm scared to disappoint them chicks. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm scared to disappoint them chicks. So that's why I never really fell so hard into the streets that I couldn't come back out. You know what I mean? Like, because of my environment, it made you want to test the streets. When you going out there working, you know what I mean, for 6 months, and you finally get a car, and this nigga just go out on the block for 2 weeks, and he come back with a nicer car. And you see this shit like, what the fuck? You get what I'm saying? Now, me, that didn't bother me because I understood, even at that age, nigga, I'm getting it. I'm enjoying this life that I'm living. I'm working to get mine, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I got homeboys that wasn't fortunate to graduate high school and they didn't start working. You get what I'm saying? Which, by me still hanging with these dudes all the time, even after school, it made me get into what they were doing. You see what I'm saying? This is how it brought me in. You know what I mean? Because kind of in my head, I had left that life. But no, it brought me right back in. Plus, you doing music too. So where else you go to the studio at? Everybody's studio smack dead in the hood. Like,
hold on, I gotta ask you. Hold on, because before I forget this, you said you was the devil, the bad kid. What made you be that? Was it what you saw, or you just felt like being an asshole?
One of the things was my father left, bro. You know what I mean?
So I hate to say it like this, don't get offended. So you made that your reason to be the person you was because he hauled ass.
I was a kid, bro. You a kid.
My father wasn't there either.
Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. Listen and understand what I'm saying. You saying my father wasn't there. Listen to what I'm saying. When my father was there, I got straight A's, bro. The year this nigga left, school, running track, all that shit didn't mean shit to me no more because he wasn't there to see the shit. So now, to act up, to do, to step off the porch at that age, at 8 and 9. Now I get to step off the porch because mama work all the time. I'm staying at grandma's house. They older. Grandpops knows the streets, so I gotta hide whatever I'm doing from him, so we can't be on the front, bro. We gotta go down the street. You know what I mean? When we go out to do what we do, we go in the store to steal something. We go to the store. We can't go to the store right around the corner because they know my grandfather. You get what I'm saying? Like you start doing shit because now that man figure ain't there. He ain't there whipping my ass no more. You get what I'm saying? To the point where my mama coming in 8, 9 o'clock at night. Nigga, I'm in bed, sleep. All the bad shit, she gotta wake me up. You know what I mean? What you do today? Why you do this? You get what I'm saying? So it's like a sneaky thing. Now, because this grown figure not here anymore, I'm entitled to be a man at this age and do what the fuck I want to do. And I carried that like that. But most of my peers was the same way. Mind you, some of them, like you, didn't have a father from the jump in the house. You get what I'm saying? So they was wild already.
Not me.
You saying not you, but you got other brothers that was.
Yeah, them niggas right there. They
You know
ain't
what I'm
give a
saying?
shit,
It's
man.
always an exception. You know what I mean? And what I'm telling you is, I'm just trying to teach you that just because you're an exception, don't mean that the other people are not a product of where y'all came from.
But
That's
what
all I'm
makes
saying.
me okay, answer this. What you think made me an exception when I was in the same environment? No, man, no, because
I'm telling you
no,
just said it.
No,
You was
what?
like, I wasn't that I wasn't gonna be that. It takes the person within the person to say that at a young age.
So
You get
why
what I'm
can't
saying?
right? I understand what you're saying, bro. That was inside me. Why can't it be inside someone else? Like if you, just like old boy said in my chat, if you want to be a millionaire, you surround yourself by millionaires, man. You know what I'm saying?
How many people get a chance to surround themselves by millionaires?
And I understand that. I was hoping you ain't say that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you for instance. When we get older, we get teenagers, right?
Mm-hmm.
My niggas, we stealing from stores heavy. That's what we did. You get what I'm saying? We go in your store and we'll fuck it up. Store, market, anything. We coming out that shit with product. You know what I mean? All right. These niggas graduated. They start coming around the way with cars. You feel me? Niggas pulling up with cars at 15 and 16. Nigga, who caused this? Oh, that ignition pop, son. I'm not getting in that shit, nigga. Man, Queen, kill me, nigga. I'm not getting in that motherfucking shit, bro. So that was my choice. These niggas decided that they wanted to start stealing cars. Me, I looked at that shit and said, yo, I'm not doing that shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm not getting in nobody's fucking car. So that was me. You know what I mean? That was me saying I'm not going to do this because I know the trouble I could get in just by going home. Like fuck the jail and shit. I'm talking about going home.
So what make you have empathy for those cats who make those decisions? Especially if you know them, you grew up
because I understand what we were raised. At 47, listen to what I'm saying. Like at 20 something, I didn't understand this. Maybe even at 30, but at 47, I'm starting to understand more about what's going on in life. You get what I'm saying? Right. And basically, we're placed instead of we're placed in these places as projects. You know what I mean? Fuck the project. The project is us. You get what I'm saying? Even down to this YouTube shit. It's all a project, bro. And guess what? If you put 1,000, I tell this all the time, you put 1,000 people in this one project building, people living on top of each other and all this shit, see what you get. You're going to get chaos out of the shit. You put 1 million motherfuckers on a social internet together, all from anywhere. Black, white, purple, brown, bro. It's going to be some type of confusion. It's going to be some type of it's going to be sex, drugs, and violence, social violence. Let's put it like that, because all it is talk around. So that's what you're going to get.
So this is the way I see what you said, and I wrote this down when you were speaking on my live. And I still disagree, but I just want to break it down. You done trained for track. You racing against your buddies, you know what I'm saying? Y'all the same grade, same age, you know what I'm saying, had the same opportunities. You smoked their ass in the race. You know what I'm saying? But what I feel like you would go back to is how you was trained versus how they was trained to win this race. Do you feel sorry for them motherfuckers after you smoked them? Probably not.
No, you don't. But, you know, sportsmanship. You get what I'm saying? This is where sportsmanship come in. You know, if I see these niggas in practice somewhere, right, I'm going to give them the steps that they need. You know what I mean? What up, LA? I'm going to give them the steps that they need. You feel what I'm saying? To, that face that came up behind you was crazy.
I'm like, who the fuck is that?
I'm going to give them the steps to help them. You know what I mean? So the next time when we race, because I don't want to smoke you. You know what I mean? I want you to push me to my highest potential. So I want you to run beside me, nigga, and we push each other. You feel what I'm saying? Again, you got rappers who go back in the hood, get their folks. You get what I'm saying? They do nice things for them, or they try to do nice things for them. To come to find out that they get, you know what I mean, shiced by them or whatever. And then you hear rappers and people getting that
yo.
That's just entertainment period. What up, LA?
What up, Doc?
That's just entertainment period. Everybody, when you get older, your circle gets smaller, bro.
So let me break it down even more, and maybe this will make you think a little tougher. I want to make it tough as I can on your monkey ass. So you and your partner studying for a goddamn test. Y'all doing this shit together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to pass this fucking test to pass, the class, go to the next grade. Y'all both study. You studying. Y'all going over, and this motherfucker just want to talk about bitches and shit. You pass, he failed. Do you feel sorry for him?
No.
Exactly. I think that's the point I'm trying to make, because I think they got the same 24 hours a day that you have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the background when it comes to their home environment and how they're being raised may play a big difference on why you pass, but they're in the same house because you helping them and they don't want to fucking do it.
Okay, you know why? Do you understand why they don't want to do it?
Man, see, you giving too many excuses, bro.
No, it's not an excuse, bro. It's life is full of distractions, bro. So if a nigga sitting there talking about ass, it's because those are the distractions that nigga have in life right there. You know why? Because of what's going on in the environment. If it's ass outside, that's what he want to do. You get what I'm saying? That it's more important for you to take that test, but for me, it's more important to get this ass. You get what I'm saying? Now, maybe when I get older, I become a pimp or something, but you might be a scientist. You know what I mean? But right now, we big pimping, baby. You feel what I'm saying?
But, I mean, I look.
Okay,
what up, Doc?
Yeah, what's going on? Can y'all like kind of catch me up about like new? If you catch me up.
All right, we joning on product of environment, bro. You know what I mean? Okay. What I'm saying is, you know, in certain stances, like I think when I'm saying product of environment, people are getting it like, you know, it's just the hood. No, if you lived in the hood, if you live in the suburbs, if you lived in the goddamn boonies, if you live in the fucking jungle, you're gonna be a product of that environment which you live in. You're gonna do things naturally that goes on into the environment, whether they're good or whether they're bad, however they present it. You get what? Did I knock somebody off? My bad, LA.
Yeah.
You're gonna, you know, if it's drugs in your hood or whatever, if it's gang banging going on, if it's prostitute going on, you know, if it's 1,000 people growing up in this neighborhood, there might be 100 of them that make it out of that situation. But trust me, 9 of them are stuck in there. And then they're gonna have kids in that same environment. Some of their kids gonna make it out, but some of their kids gonna have kids stuck in the same, and it's a cycle that keeps breaking down. Now, what I was trying to say is, if you take us out of the ghetto and put us into the suburbs somewhere, give us a little bit more space. You get what I'm saying? You'll see a different type of people. You put us in the jungle, you'll see a different type of people. You get what I'm saying? You put us in some expensive ass high rises instead of these fucked up ass ghettos, you'll see a different type of people. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's true. That's factual. Like, you know, they've done experiments on this, you know, social experiments on this, where they've given societies all the same type of job, making the same type of money, and crime went all the way down, you know, so like a real small percentage, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? So like basically that's what the ghetto was all about. You know, creating these conditions for us to be raised up in. And, if you think about it, when you even look around in the hood, like I'm in Columbus right now, I'm in Georgia, and it's nice around here. You visualize nice things. When I go to the hood, bro, it's trash all on the side of the road. It just looks bad. I mean, like that shit sets a tempo. It actually fucks with your psyche. It actually fucks with the way you feel, and the way you feel and think, the positive thoughts. It makes negativity. It makes everything negative. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to the hoods, you look at the hood, look how it looks. You know what I'm saying? We even treat our hoods like we're just throwing trash all over the ground. You think it's made like that? No. White folks is the laziest motherfuckers is, but they keep that shit clean. Like you'll see a nice gated neighborhood. They don't cut their grass. They don't pick up trash. They got somebody to do that shit for them. Just like they got maids to clean their house for them. Because without that, you would see motherfuckers living like whoremongers and you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, all that crazy, everything all pop. So exactly what you're saying. So like right by our hood, we had these places called Niles and Bering Springs. This was more of a melting pot of mostly white people, Chinese people, some Africans and shit like that. But all of the guys who grew up in that community had a whole different mentality and way that they carried themselves versus the niggas that lived in the hood 20 miles down the road. You know what I mean? Because it's like you said, it's environment. It's like what you grow up in. It's true. But at the end of the day, the people that make it out are the people that make different decisions, the ones who don't become followers. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard Boss saying earlier, like I had a situation where half of my crew ended up doing 9 years. And I was supposed to be in on the heist with them, right? They had a goofy ass plan. They told me to pay. I'm like, you niggas stupid. I'm not getting involved in that. These motherfuckers ordered some shit to an abandoned house with a UPS truck, waited on the truck, tracked the truck, and then when the truck pulled up, they robbed the dude at arm with a gun. Man, they ended up getting 9 years, bro. And I would have been doing 9 years right with them if I would have decided to go along with my crew and do what they did.
But you made that decision not to.
Right.
It's crazy, bro.
Right.
Bro, it's a troll in the back right now.
No, that's me, bro. That's me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I seen PortCiti say I wish Boss could play the clip, so I went back and found where they actually started.
What's going on back there, John?
Yeah, that's me. I just put that there just in case you want to play it.
We gotta put our shit on mute to listen to this without the echo, all right?
I ain't gonna play the whole thing because this shit was long as fuck. So, but I play it.
This is my final thoughts. Like I'll let my mama say what she wants to say, but at the end of the day, I'm 22 years old. For those who want to know, right? At the end of the day, you hold yourself accountable for what you hold yourself accountable for. So it's like, if you over 18, you're a grown man. I'm speaking for men. I can't speak for women. You're a grown man, and you talking about what your mama, what your daddy doing, or whoever raised you. If you speaking on that, 20 plus years, like y'all not my age, y'all got 20 plus years of experience. If y'all still talking about what y'all parents doing, like what's going on? Real talk. What's going on in your life to where you can't be like, all right, this is what I need to do. And like I said, if you know the why, you know the how. So if you're not pushing to know your why to be successful, you're never gonna be successful. If you worrying about all of these people that ain't your experience, you don't know. Because at the end of the day, we talking about people who ain't living our own experience. We talking about like everybody ain't got the parent, da. Like, look, I was raised by a single parent. If you was raised by no parents, then goddamn, you did the thing. But we not talking about that on the regular because for the majority, you was raised by at least one parent. You got one parent. Once you get 18, do your own thing. Stop blaming your parents for what your shortcomings are. Because if you have shortcomings, you need to understand who you are as a person and develop that. It's all about focus. And if you lack focus as a person, that's on you. Stop blaming people. I've been hearing on this chat like this, and that about community raised and all that. Yeah, I understand it takes a village. But if you're relying on that village to take your first step, that's on you. And it's like I'm about to leave it at that because they got a lot of grown adults in this chat. I'm 22, like I said. I can't give you the knowledge that you need at your point in life to help you out. But at the end of the day, stop blaming people for your shortcomings. At the end of the day, take responsibility. I'm a man. Whoever men in here, That's what I'm speaking to. Stop giving other people responsibility and control over your life. Real talk. We all men. Stop doing that. And I don't respect that. Like real talk, because we talking to real, right? You could do whatever you want with your life. If you want to be successful, be that. But stop talking about other people who held you back on being successful. Because at the end of the day, whatever you found is your passion, that's your passion. I don't even know what to say to y'all, because hearing this conversation, it just sounds like, you know, this, and that is the reason why I couldn't do this, and that. Bro, I ain't trying to hear all that. To be
all right, so y'all got pretty much the gist of what he's saying, because the rest of it, he pretty much repeat what he said until his mom get up. So what y'all think about that, man? LA, what you think, bro?
I was losing brain cells as he was talking. My head started hurting, bro. But he's trained in niggerisms. Because think about it, bro. What I'm saying is,
I like that.
Think about what I'm saying, bro. We think about it. Most people that are black in the hood are born into generational poverty, and we're not able to give our children the tools that they need by the time they're 18 to be sufficient on their own. When my mom's pulled that bullshit too, I ended up moving when I was 16. But guess what I had to do? I had to get on the block and sell dope and do all that shit to survive. I had to play a bunch of women to survive. You know what I'm saying? Along with work a job. Because the job when I got my check, I can't do that with this. What am I doing with this? What am I doing with this?
Well, I mean, we learned, or we was taught when we was coming up, you know what I'm saying? You know, say no to drugs, get your education, all this shit. Just like we try to do to our kids now, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't listen. Let me ask you this, let's keep it real. If we would have listened to a lot of shit we was told as youngins, do you think your life would be different?
Yeah, most definitely. But that's not what I'm saying, though. I'm saying is that most black people basically work until they die and don't really. He
was like 24.
22.
He was 22. He was 22. But he was talking about being 18. That's what he was saying. He was saying like once you 18, you grown and you talking about being 18. And I think that's some goofy shit that they teach us, right? It's $1 million inside of every family, right? But the way that they teach us to divide with each other is what keeps us poor as fuck. So we stay poor trying to outdo each other when we should actually be coming together, putting our money together, opening business together, all kind of shit together as a family, but we don't. We sit up here and try to outdo each other and we all be in a rut at the end of the day.
Big facts. Big facts. Right. Big facts. Big facts.
Oh yeah. But ain't nobody gonna put no money together and do nothing when we could do that actually as communities as well. But we so separated, man. They've tricked us into this bag so bad, man.
And that's what trips me out is when you say they tricked us, but there's people like you, people like Nu, people like me who understand the bigger picture, and then we voice this shit on platforms. Motherfuckers don't want to hear that shit. They'll go to a motherfucker who talking about the dumbest shit in the world and listen to it.
But we have to think about when was our waking up point, though, right? See, I'm going to be honest. I didn't wake up until I was about, 31? 32?
Shit, we still got adults that people older than us that don't want to hear
I know.
this shit.
That's what I'm saying, though. So I'm saying everybody has a wake-up point. So, like, when I wasn't woke, I knew people that was woke that tried to talk to me, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Sharif. So I was feeling that song that YJ did. I know I used to tell Sharif to get the fuck out of my face, too, back when I was stupid. Nigga, turn that Lil Wayne back up. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Now, when I got woke, I couldn't even allow my friends to play their music around my children. I'm like, man, you got to turn that Lil Wayne off, my child right here. That's when I became woke. I'll come in the house and see my mama watching BET Wars with my kids and turn that shit off. You know, and then that's when the separation thing started popping up. Like people started thinking I was crazy and shit. And they wanted, they had my kids had to listen, but nobody wanted to deal with that shit, man. You become Sharif once you get woke.
Yeah. You see what Port said? Port said only blacks have that habit of pushing our kids out into the world when they turn 18. That goes back to slavery when they used to break us up and sell us off.
Oh yeah, they want you to get out there and fail so they can throw you in jail. It was the prison from the pipeline. That's what it is.
Right.
You gonna send your kid out there knowing you're not prepared, but y'all got this little rule. Once you 18, get the fuck out. You know, that shit is stupid, right? I ended up moving out when I was 16.
By choice or by force?
By force, because as soon as I spent one night give me some pussy, she had the police and everything looking for me, man. And then she told me I couldn't, and I was just not really getting some pussy at 16. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my second shot. Spent the night over this chick house. Look outside. My brother that snitched on me. The police outside. I'm hiding in the closet. So then she's like, "You can't do that no more." I'm like, "Well, shit, I got to get the fuck up out of here because I'm finna be laying up in some pussy every night." I'm 16. Party is a motherfucker.
So let me ask you this, Nu. How let's break it down in percentage. What percent do you think is our fault, and what percent do you think is I guess the situation we've been placed in?
What you mean? What's our fault?
Yeah, like the shit that we deal with. None of it?
No, it's not. None of it's our fault, bro.
Wow.
I mean, what it is it's a psychological thing, bro. You born into you was already born into what you was born into, bro. The world around you moves the way it moves. It was already moving. You know what I mean? You know, you don't go by these terminologies, but you know the powers that be. You get what I'm saying? Already had this world shape-shifting the way that they wanted when we was born in it. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So all the hip-hop shit that we was talking about early from the 80s to the 90s and all that was shape-shifting us to today. You get what I'm saying? From World War I up into what's going on today in Russia, bro. All that is shape-shifting what's the world going to be tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? So the shit is already happening, bro. If it wasn't a project, bro, then why did they do this shit? Why, out of all the space in, every state you go in, why just pick one, big area, big Mediterranean area and just put all these people there and put all this shit there to make it comfortable to do crime, to do, to sell these drugs and that we supply to these neighborhoods. And then we're going to put the cops there to enforce all this shit because we know what's going to happen. Like, this is the project, bro. But when you get, farther out, you don't see too many bank robberies. And the bank robberies that you see, the niggas that they catch are from the city, and they just trying to make a different way. But rarely do you see, the environment of people that live in the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's no crime there. All I'm saying is that it's sporadic and it's not the way that it is in the city. You get what I'm saying? And the county cops don't play, bro. I don't know where you from, but the county cops where I'm from do not play. You get what I'm saying? Like city cops, you can run lights, speed here, all types of shit. They don't give no fucks. They don't even like writing tickets. When you go to the county, they want all the smoke, bro. They want all the smoke. 4 niggas in the car, they don't like that. They pulling you over. You get what I'm saying? It's more thorough.
You had stated when you was talking about the projects or whatnot, you said maybe if they place us in I can't remember if you said townhouses or whatever, something skyrise.
I said put us in sky rises. Okay, like them big ass $1 million sky rises.
What do you mean place us?
Place us meaning you take us out of this environment and you put us in a better environment. We become better people.
How did they get in this environment in the first place?
Bro, I just told you was born. Then I just
No, man. Because when we talking about projects, we talking about low income housing and all that shit.
Facts.
So you mean to tell me they gonna place us in something that costs an arm and a leg when you can't afford to pay for it? Is that? I'm just trying to understand what you're saying, man.
What I'm trying to say is you give us the same opportunities as other people and not the same opportunities as inner city motherfuckers, then we can strive just like anybody else. But if you put us in this type of environment, not too many gonna make it out. It's gonna be more left behind than more leaving. And guess what they're gonna do? Reproduce. And their children gonna reproduce. And it's a cycle that's keep on going on and on and on. You get what I'm saying? Like, I see a lot of boarded up houses where I'm from. You know what I mean? And it's homeless people. Why can't them homeless people live in these boarded up houses? You feel what I'm saying? But they don't make it like that. Or better yet, let's just take a whole ghetto of people, right? Let's take a whole fucking project of people and then move them to Beverly fucking Hills. You know what I mean? And give them some of the advantages that they give fucking Chinese people or whoever when they come over here to help them out a little bit. And just watch the progress. Not all of them are going to progress, but I bet you 90% of them will. 10% of them just got it in their blood that they just want to be evil. You get what I'm saying? And they gonna go to that because that's the easier way for them. But this 90%, you put these 90%, like you take these schools, right? I don't know how y'all was raised in school, but it's about 45 kids in my fucking class, in every class. If you narrowed it down to 10 to 15, we would have learned a whole lot more, bro. You feel
and that was because of the school you went to?
Yeah, that's how it was when we was at. They, you know, it was fucking 1,000 people in my high school, and there was only enough room for fucking, 500.
So what I'm understanding is, whenever they, I guess, proclaim that they ended slavery, which a lot of people still feel like we're in slavery. That's when it started. That's
think we still slaves?
In a sense, yeah, I do.
In a sense.
In a sense.
In a sense.
In a sense.
Let me label why you still a slave, because you pay taxes.
Everybody do.
Everybody's a slave.
Okay.
Well, we can use 4th of July as a great example. Do y'all remember what the independence was about? It was It was a war with Great Britain, right? So what I want to ask you, brothers, is how do y'all think the slaves felt about the independence? Do you think that they were celebrating when Great Britain failed?
No, it wasn't.
Right, but see, that's why I say that we're actually better slaves now, because see, we actually celebrate that shit. When we were back in slavery, I don't think we were celebrating. We probably got whipped and forced into celebrating these pagan holidays, but I don't think we were supporting no 4th of July back in slavery.
Back to Christmas and all that shit, bro.
Yeah. So it's like we're better slaves now. And then I'll be telling people this, and people like they don't really get what I'm saying. I say that the way they have society built up now, especially with the way they have the economy and the price of living and the way that we get jobs and we are be able to get a hold of money and loans and all this and that, I feel like we're in a worse economic position than we were in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Because now, not only we're poor, we're in debt. Almost every family household is in debt for either their house or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like in debt they probably ain't gonna never be able to pay off.
Facts.
You know? So yeah, they played this game, bro. They got us good, man. But it's a big awakening coming, man. I don't know if y'all have been tapping into what's about to go down on July 5th, man, with this CERN shit. I don't know if y'all didn't ran into it yet, but the motherfuckers, they about to open that particle. What's the fuck that shit? They doing the shit in the movies and shit in real life, nigga.
They already opened the shit before though.
In 2012, but I'm saying they get ready to open it again in 3 days. But they said they say they finna use more. They finna use more energy than they ever used before.
Oh Lord!
So these motherfuckers trying to open up other portals and dimensions and shit, bro. They're trying to recreate the Big Bang Theory.
Man, they can't recreate that shit. That shit ain't really. That's the opening the portal for a demon to come out. That's what they doing.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
I don't know his name, but you can find his name. That's what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like these motherfuckers getting slick. So they're opening portals, bro.
So what did the mom eventually end up saying after she had her head down the whole time? What did she eventually end up saying? What was she saying?
Oh God, no, that was a long Martin Luther King speech at the end. I mean, and I'm not joking on love. I want her to know that, you know what I mean, even though we was having that discussion, it wasn't no harm. This is YouTube. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't take this shit to heart at all. This is YouTube. And her son too, I think kind of both of them took, they took something to heart that I didn't understand. That was one, because I mean, product of environment, and I might have used a example of when I was talking. Just the whole point of I never used me as the person. I was never the example. Every time me and Boss was talking, I was talking about my fellow people. You get what I'm saying? Because
generalizing, right?
Yeah, I felt as though I succumbed some shit. So I'm talking about I understood my people that was left behind and what they go through. That's how I was putting this. And I was trying to reiterate to this lady that I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about my people. Like when I told her, like, your sisters, she was like, well, my sister. I said, no, not your sisters, like your real sister. I'm talking about the people you grew up with, the people you went to school with. You get what I'm saying? Look at the bigger picture of what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about right at home. I'm talking about that little girl that was in your goddamn class that, you know what I mean? Everybody, no, well, maybe you didn't have that, you know what I mean? But I had that. There was people in my class that couldn't afford shit. You get what I'm saying? And of course, it was people that joked them. I was one of the ones that felt sorry for them. You know what I mean? I was one of the ones that if we could have put in a pot, shit, I'd have been hand. You get what I'm saying? So go ahead,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but so like when I used to do these videos about relationships, it was called No Thanksgiving, right? And when I would talk about these situations about men and women and how we play games and how women play games and who was really the dogs and all this, it was real controversial. But when people would come back at me, they would come back at me with, oh, you got a problem, you can't keep a woman and you ain't happy. But at the time I was making these videos, I was in love with the love of my life, a woman I thought was my soulmate that I was with for 9 years. And I'm like, so that's not the case, but they would try to make me internalize the fact that they didn't understand what I was saying. So that's the sound like that's what was going on here. They want to tell you that you got mommy and daddy issues when you're not even talking about yourself. Like, and that's what I was trying to say. When I was doing my videos, I wasn't talking about myself. I was talking about the things I've learned over the years, watching everybody, just, incorporating everything that happened to me as well, but not generally talking about myself. So I hate when people personalize something. Like when you got an issue with something, they try to make it seem like it's just a problem with you. You got a problem. Right.
I was trying to get her to understand that I'm not talking about myself, sweetheart. And see, when you hear him, when the clip that he was playing, I think, like, if you really go back and watch it, when I was talking, it was like they huddled up. They was talking back there like, oh, and then they came up like, yeah, we gonna get this nigga right now. Like, and I was sitting there, I was about to hit y'all in the messenger, like, look at this shit. They about to gang up on me. They huddled up on me and shit, right? So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, well, what else but when they came out saying that, I'm like, bro, that wasn't even a part of what we were talking about. And if Boss would have played this some more, you would have heard me come in like, you know what I mean? That had nothing to do with the price of gas. I don't know how I said it, but that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. You know what I mean? Basically.
Well, what you're saying is true, though. Like, it's like you could use gangs for an example. You grow up in a certain neighborhood, you're going to end up probably joining a certain gang that's the majority of that neighborhood.
Imagine the niggas in LA, and this is what I'm telling Boss. Like, Boss, if you was in LA, bro, you can say all you want to. No, I wouldn't have been in no gang. Nigga, if you was smack dead on Krucial and fucking with a rolling 60s, that nigga, if you was born there, nigga, that's what you gonna be.
Because so you saying everybody in that area?
Once you step out of that area, you get what I'm saying? And no, I ain't saying nobody make it and they didn't, but I think you should go down to that area, just that area, where the 60s be, where the 60s at, and find out who made it out of there alive. And I'm guarantee you, it's not too many people, bro. Because every time I see, people from these gangs in certain neighborhoods, they say they didn't have a choice. Whether they went to school, whether they went to the store, wherever they went, they got approached by gangs to the point where they had to join one.
Yeah, I don't believe that, because when I joined the gang, I wanted to join.
It's some people that's like that. It is definitely some people that, but it might not be as heavy in your neighborhood. Again, where I'm from, we didn't have gangs, bro. It was neighborhood beef. And if you get caught out your neighborhood, you got your ass whipped and you got chased home. You get what I'm saying? And I was explaining that from that, from walking around a corner to my elementary school, having to catch a bus, the subway, to another bus to get to school, and then do the same thing to get back home. You get what I'm saying? Every day it was a change to where I started carrying weapons. Because I never knew what was going to happen in between. You know what I mean? And you started ganging up. You would walk home 10 deep from middle school to go to the subway. And we all stuck together. You feel what I'm saying? So,
quick question, man. What's the youngest you known for somebody to bring a gun to school and use at school?
Elementary school, bro.
Elementary. That shit crazy. Me too. Niggas bringing guns to school in elementary.
I didn't, but I've seen a gun in elementary school. First time I seen a gun was in elementary school. Believe it or not.
I dropped the The little part where she started talking, you want to check a little bit of that.
All right. Y'all got me up here.
I'm listening to everything, and it's like I have no sympathy for anybody that wants to blame someone else for their issues. At the end of the day, and I'm going to say like my son, at the end of the day.
Don't say that shit again.
Tell me the truth.
Tell me the truth.
Look, I know you ain't talking.
Look, when it gets down to it, I'm not feeling anybody that blames their parent. Anybody who sits up there and says their parent is the reason why they can't do this or they can't do that. And that's from personal experience. I had to raise my family as a young person. And I'm going to say this. My mom, I give her that grace because she's human. And guess what? Her life wasn't perfect. And there were things that were thrown at her that, hey, that ain't what I want to do. But all these people that's sitting up here talking about, oh, they childhood and how they were raised and whatnot. And now you're an adult and you don't take not one chance to think about what that adult who was raising you was going through. To me, that's selfish. To me, that's very inconsiderate. Because it's like, yeah, I had an issue with my mom. Yeah, I felt like, she didn't want to give me the game. But you know why she didn't want to give me the game? Because she didn't feel she got it honestly. And why am I going to give you that? I'm not going to tarnish you. Yeah, I had certain freedoms in my childhood that I didn't want. But hey, all of these people that are sitting here blaming their parents, I definitely have an issue with that. Because if you're grown, and especially if you're past 30, what the hell you blaming your parents for? Why you ain't fix it? What it look like? And you want women to respect you as men. Men can't have mommy and daddy issues. And men who want women that can take care of their families want to deal with the mommy and daddy issues.
Stop the tape, man. God, man. Well, see, that's that mentality where women are very insensitive to men, period. Like we're not supposed to hurt. If we get shot, we ain't supposed to feel it. We aren't supposed to cry. Man, everybody's affected by the way their parents raised them or the absence of a parent. All of that, we're affected by that. Why? Just because we're human, because we're not a woman. We're not affected by our upbringing and what our parents do, what our parents say, how our parents raise us. That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, bro, the point of that was all that she said again. I didn't say none of that, bro. That was far from the product of environment that we had jumped on. They took this way left than that. You know what I mean? Like one of my examples, I could have said something about parents or that was using that as an example, trying to, just trying to use an example and tell how I was telling it. I didn't mean, you know what I mean, that I had some type of mommy. I don't know where she got I had, but I kept telling her over and over again, like, babe, I'm talking about the people around me. This is what I see. And I have sympathy for these people around me. I'm different than them because I think I progressed past them in certain stages. So, boom, this is what I see. You get what I'm saying? And I have empathy and sympathy for these people because from birth, from kids, I hung with these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I understand that, this nigga father was dead. You know what I mean? This nigga mother had 6 kids.
They wasn't even eating. All of them wasn't even eating at night. You get what I'm saying? So they might have snuck up my house and grabbed a plate or something. Like, I understand where he came from. So where he's at today, if he's, you know, successful, of course, you happy when your niggas are successful from the hood. But it's some of them that's still stuck down there, and I have empathy for it. It's just what it is.
Me having 5 baby mamas and 8 kids, right?
Dang.
Right. Me having that, right, got a lot of experience in the situation because I was with the mothers of my children for years, all of them, 2 parents in the household, right? And it's crazy because I remember my children having both of their parents. It was a wonderful thing. It was a wonderful, they loved it. They loved having both their parents around, first of all. And then you put in the time we spend with them. We didn't have to drop them off to nobody. We was able to separate that. The mother and father both having the income going towards both of the kids. It's a wonderful thing. The women fuck that shit up all the time, and then they want to raise these kids up by themselves and then take credit for doing it by themselves and try to make it seem like it wasn't a mistake that the child didn't have a father in his life. It's goofy. It's goofy. Because now I know that my kids are fucked up in the game now that I'm not around to even hear them cry.
Gotcha.
No, you wanna play what you said? I got it right where you started talking.
All right.
Let me explain something. I'm gonna explain to y'all. I used to go. my middle school was. My elementary school was called Matthew A. Henson. I stayed at my grandmother's house. I could walk out, walk up 3 houses, turn a corner, walk down a half a block, and my school was right there. Right now, I don't know where y'all from. Where I'm from.
Hold on. Can you pause right quick? My fault. I want to talk over real talk, man. They not listening to new. That's the problem. They talking.
Facts, bro. You was out of your block.
You can go ahead and play it. It wasn't listening.
Okay, all right. I'll play. Hold on.
You got your ass whipped. It was plain and simple. That's how they played. We caught niggas in our block. We whipped their ass. That's how it's played. Now, when I go to middle school, mind you, I gotta go catch a bus, go to the subway, get off the subway, catch another bus. Right? I go through 5 other hoods to get to school. All right? Every day, it's a different motherfucking day. Every day, I'm getting approached by somebody different, no matter where I go. So, you know, the mentality of you different. Now I'm carrying weapons to school. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know that something could go down. Now I'm carrying weapons to school. You know what I'm saying? All right. The mentality changed to, you know, I would never swing on a nigga first to now I got to get the first hit in because I never know how the fight gonna go. My whole mentality switched. You get what I'm saying? So now I go to high school. I went back to high school in the same hood I was raised in. Mind you, in our neighborhoods, if you live in the neighborhood, you can't go to the high school in that neighborhood. You got to go to adjacent high school outside the neighborhood. All right. I was lucky because I had moved away from my neighborhood when my moms got married, but my grandmother still lived in my in the old neighborhood. But I used my address to go to the school in my old neighborhood. Now watch this. When I go to school, everybody in my school is from different neighborhoods that don't like the neighborhood that I'm in. Now I'm in school with a bunch of motherfuckers who don't like the niggas that I'm about to leave and hang with. You understand what I'm saying? The mentality of a person like that, you grow up. Now, mind you, I'm not the only one. It's thousands of other kids just like this. You get what I'm saying? By the time most of us are grown men, most of us are so deep into the street because of what we went through as kids. This is what we got attached to. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm quite sure if you go to LA and you look at Crips and Bloods, most of their stories are similar. When you're born in a certain environment, you become that environment until you can get out. Some people can't make it out because they love this environment. You get what I'm saying? You hear the nigga say, I love the hustle. I love the game. You understand? Some people don't want to leave, bro. And it is what it is. Now, if you turn all the ghettos down like what they doing right now, you start seeing the difference in mentality. It ain't a bunch of savages out here the same way that it was when we was in the ghetto. It's different savages because now they're a little sweeter. You know, when I say sweeter, back in the day, you know, to come and try to kill somebody, you would walk up to them, it'd be some words. Now they just shoot, they just get and just shoot everybody. You get what I'm saying? Just to get one person. You feel what I'm saying? So it's mentalities of your environment. Just because you made it out, just because you had strong enough blood, that don't mean your brother next to you got the same blood running through his veins because he see different shit than you see. Maybe when y'all went to the different high schools, he had to go and fight for his fucking life. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, the environment that you in. I don't mean that just you walk outside and you see tall buildings and niggas everywhere. I'm talking about the social environment that you in. Back in the day, we didn't have internet and shit. We was outside. You went outside. That's what it was. You played football, you played baseball, all that shit. We wasn't in no house. We was outside. The kids today, they're triggered in the house. They had the computers all day. So the mentality of them to sit there at a computer all day is way easier. It's like they're breaking you down now because it's easy to sit at a computer and find shit out like what you saying, like college grants and shit. It's way easier now than it was when you had to go to the library because that was the only place where a computer was because we couldn't afford that shit back then. So the mentality that I was raised in, you get what I'm saying? I succumbed that. And I left, but I seen a lot of my partners, a lot of my brothers stuck down in there, and I understand why. So that's why I'll get on here and I'll defend them wholeheartedly to whatever you say. I don't care you shake your head or not up there. But that's just what it is. You got 1,000 niggas in one building trying to make it out. Do you think all of them make it out?
Nah, of course not.
And you mean to tell me that you ain't got partners that you still looking like, why y'all doing that? Nigga, ask them why. Go ask them why they still doing it.
I ain't gotta ask them shit.
You will understand.
Because they grew up with me. They grew up with me. I watched them grow up just like the same. You right here next door to me. I know your parents love you. They treat you like you disrespect them, and you go out there and do the same dumb shit that other people do. That's your fucking choice. Not nobody else but yours. There we go. There we have it.
Wondering how did they even respond because they was talking the whole time that he was talking.
I mean, the response came in straight like I showed, like when I showed his part. That's what they said.
That's what their response was.
That's what their response was. I played their response before I played what Nu said, so that's your answer.
So that had nothing to do with what I was talking about, bro.
Sure didn't. You was talking about the environment and the everybody around. Yeah, that wasn't even really about the parents.
No, bro. I might have before that. I could have said something when me and Boss first got into it. I wanted to say I did say something about the parents because that was the second time I talked. I think that was the second time.
So what did you? So what I'm saying, Boss, did Boss play that for them or something because they wasn't listening?
No, bro. They wasn't listening. He didn't play nothing. We was on the panel.
Okay, so how did they respond? That's what I'm saying. They muted and they were talking to each other. They wasn't listening to you at all.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I said that when I came back. I said y'all wasn't even listening because y'all was back there huddled up.
Yeah, they was back there talking.
You gotta watch the whole live, bro.
I think Buddy, you know, when Nu was giving him the real, it was like, you have to listen, won't you? Listen. I think he was trying to defend his mother, which I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Because Nu he did come across like, hey, he ain't say the word shut up, but that's pretty much what he said. Shut up and listen.
Yeah, she wasn't listening because even her response to what I was saying didn't make sense to what I was saying at that time. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you're not even hearing what I'm saying. You just responded to what you wanted, to what you think I'm saying. Like, you just responded. No, just listen for a second.
Yeah, I had my eyes on the screen. They wasn't listening at all. They was talking to each other. They was making eye contact with each other when they was talking.
I was listening, watching them, and I can see that. That's why I said that later on. I'm like, y'all wasn't even listening. Y'all was over there huddled up.
Oh, yeah. And they're not whoever they was not really good at relaying their message. Like I could tell they wanted to say something, but they was not relaying it to the audience. Like I got everything you was just saying, you know what I'm saying? I even got what Boss was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you grew up with niggas, you knew some. Like I think about it, one of the worst niggas that grew up with us had 2 great parents. Living in a good neighborhood, they gave him everything. And he went out and started robbing people. Robbed them too. Took his daddy checkbook and wrote checks in his name because they had the same name. All type of shit. So yeah, I know what Boss saying. I know what you're saying too. It's like, and if you think about it, a lot of the successful people that came out of the hood, both of the parents crackheads, be the biggest drug dealers and shit.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, it's like I was telling him, I'm like, bro, you know, if your granddaddy was a hustler and your daddy was a hustler, and you watch them hustle, you gonna be that same type. Now, necessarily, you ain't got to do what they do. You know what I mean? You might grow up, start hustling baseball cards and shit, and then tennis shoes or whatever. But it's still in your blood and your mentality to make that money and get it by any means. You get what I'm saying? You just seen your parents go through the bullshit of jail and shit, and you just don't want that part. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I was explaining to Boss earlier. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I go down there and I steal a whole market from you and shit. But when it came to a car, I wasn't fucking with it. You get what I'm saying? Nigga, I was fast back then, so I was getting away. It wasn't no doubt in that. But in a car, I didn't even know how to drive. And y'all niggas don't know how to drive either. I ain't fucking with y'all. And what these dumbass niggas do is get chased by the police and come right back down the way where everybody know they ain't supposed to be driving, getting chased by the police. You get what I'm saying? And what your mama say? What mama say when I got home that night? Was you with them fools? You know what I mean? Because she knew that, you know, your friends was in a stolen car. She don't know who, she don't know what. She just heard through the grapevine that your niggas was in a stolen car. So me being smart, I already knew that was gonna happen. I stayed away from it. You get what I'm saying?
One thing I feel is like the same way you can learn from a successful person, you know, that came up in the same household as you, is you can learn for a motherfucker who made mistakes, who did shit. They didn't give a fuck what nobody said, and that's what you saw as you was coming up. You have a decision for yourself as an individual to say either I'm going to do that or not. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if we was born into it, like you said, bro, you still have a choice on the way or the route you want to take. And if the people that you grew up with or grew up around, if you seen them fail by doing stupid shit, if you take that route, that was your choice.
Let me explain to you, boss. I think sometimes you don't be understanding why we coming.
No, I think you're gonna always just throw a curveball every time because
as a little kid. Just listen, bro. As a little kid, right? You going to school, you going first, second grade. You know what I mean? Everything fine because you're a little kid. By the time you get in the 5th and 6th grades, you know what I mean? You start getting, you know, a little weight under your belt, and you know you start looking at the chicks. That's when we really started. 5th and 6th grade, we was looking at chicks by then. You know what I mean? Like, you know, 3rd grade, the 1st and 3rd, we was liking them, but by the 5th and 6th, you kind of knew. You get what I'm saying? If you hadn't smashed already, you get what I'm saying? Now imagine if you going to school with the pro wings on, right? Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Walking in school with the fresh pro wings, and niggas got the Jordans on, niggas got Adidas. And you kind of separate them kids that dressed that way over there. And we was over here joking. You get what I'm saying? And these kids that was over there with no money or whatever, their only dream, because that's all they got, was joke. And it was hard to go home and say to your mother and father, hey, they fucking with me in school because your mother and father didn't have the money to get them Nike. So what they tell you? Fuck them. Take your ass back to school. And maybe you was wearing your brother clothes and shit. Y'all was switching clothes through the week. You get what I'm saying? By the 6th, 7th grade, you got the cute girl liking you and shit. You know what I mean? Now you want to impress her. Your homeboy next door. Hold up, he just as broke as you, but he fresh to death. You know what I'm saying? His mother on crack, his father fucking been left, come back once in a while. When this nigga is doing his little hustle. You get what I'm saying? So what you do, you look over him and be like, yo, bro, I need to do something. I'm trying to get fresh because shorty, like, you know what I mean? All this shit follows suit, bro. And that's becoming a product of your environment. Once you start right there from that point, it's hard to stop, bro. You know what I mean? Especially if you get good at it. It's hard to stop. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is we learned this basically from a real young age, and a lot of it was just getting teased by your peers. The broker you was, and I just remember this shit, bro. I remember even myself being hard on my peers, bro. Being hard on some people because my mother was able to do for me that I wasn't. So if you understand the way that I am right now is because I regret some of that shit that I did. You get what I'm saying? I didn't understand at that time, you know? So now that I'm old, I had kids, bro. I had my own ups and downs in my life. You get what I'm saying? I kind of understand what was going on when I was young. You know, it takes me back to when my mama, takes me back to when they separated, how my attitude was. All this shit I can figure out after I'm 40 in my wise years, bro. You know what I mean? And my only thing is to spread any knowledge that I've learned. You know, and I'm the hardest. Like, you know me, bro. I don't listen to shit. But anything I learn, I'm willing to just give it out like that just because, you know what I'm saying? I knew how it was when I was younger, bro. You get what I'm saying? I was hard on the motherfucker. So for me to come out here and be hard on people now in life, I just don't do it. That's why in the community I'm in over this motherfucker, you know what I mean? I don't go at people like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel it's necessary. I've been going at people all my life. I kind of sit back and like OG the shit and like watching some of the shit, but I don't want to participate like these motherfuckers want you to. You know what I mean? So I can come up here and throw some bars on it, but I ain't jibber jabbing. You feel what I'm saying? That's just me. That's the grownness in me and shit. But I would spread that to anybody.
Yeah, I respect that. I think the reason why I always rebuttal, I guess that's the way to say it, is I can't say I grew up harder than you. I can't say you grew up harder than me because I don't know the environment you in. You don't know the environment I was in. But one thing I do know is it was hard growing up, and the things that you say, I seen. You know what I'm saying? And I understand when it comes to the household, I guess you could say, that's where it all starts. If they didn't have an upbringing like I had, maybe that is the biggest effect in their decisions that they make. But at the same time, and this is just me, I know you don't like to hear it, but I'm going to say it, I got to. It's still a decision, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we all know right from wrong. Regardless of your environment that you came up in, you know, okay, just like you was just saying earlier, that the dude I seen the dude getting money, he fresh to death, but I seen my uncle doing the same thing he did. He got locked up, or let's say for instance, he even got shot and killed, but this dude over here doing the same thing my uncle did, but he's fresh to death, and I'm trying to get at this chick, and he's getting all this money. Now I have a decision to make. Do what he's doing, which is the same thing my uncle did, and my uncle is now gone, or take a chance and think I'm gonna do the same thing that he's doing and get away with it. Me personally, I'm gonna weigh the odds like nigga my life before that bullshit. That's just how I see it, bro.
Hey, bro, it's easy to say now what you could do or with your mentality, or take you back to teenagers. And then go back to that nigga in school. That peer pressure is a motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? When you the butt of the jokes every day coming to school, that shit becomes peer pressure. You ready to fight these niggas every day, or you ready to do what you gotta do to be like these niggas every day? That's peer pressure, bro.
Well, I guess I'd rather beat your motherfucking ass for trying to join on me than risk that goddamn life and losing it. I don't know, maybe that's just me, shit.
Again, I ain't say, look. I ain't say, you know, because most niggas willing to crack with you all day, niggas. Evidently, they got some guts. So, again, that could be a losing battle where you getting your ass whipped. Now you get embarrassed. You get what I'm saying? The only thing you can do is come back to school fresh after that.
I'm going to tell you straight up like this. If it was that case and I got my ass whooped, trust me, it's going to come back because it's going to get handled. it's gonna get handled, and you know, I'm gonna just leave it at that. But I think just like Pop said in Friday, you live to fight another day.
Like I say, bro, you know what I mean? Where I come from, you know, I learned basically a form of survival and shit. You know what I mean? Hey, bro, I'm not a nigga who can say I'm out here. You know what I mean? I'm close to home, nigga. I'm in the house or close to this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't out at night. You know what I mean? I do shit safe as I can be. It's bad enough you can get shot sitting there. I can get shot sitting here at my computer just by a straight bullet. You get what I'm saying? So my best place is to be in the motherfucking house, you know what I mean, or close to that. You learn that when you get older. You get what I'm saying?
You see what Port
my son, my daughter, I can't tell you where they at right now. I can't tell you if they're in the house or if they out in the street. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? Just like my mother didn't know at that age where the fuck I was at. Only thing she could tell you is I wasn't in the house. She don't know where the fuck I was at. I could tell her where I was going, but more than likely I wasn't there, and she knew that.
You see what chat Port put in the chat?
What'd he say?
He said where you went wrong at was trying to get money to attract that chick. If you need a certain amount of money and dress code, then she's not for you. But of course, it's like you said earlier, we know that now.
Yeah, when you young, you ain't thinking about that shit. Especially especially when you ain't, you know what I mean, when you ain't had no ass yet, and you destined to get one, bro. Like, you ain't trying to go take off no pro wings at no chick house, you know what I mean? And have some goddamn Wranglers on or some shit.
You see, a lot of us learn that when we get older, stop going after the chicks that only want a nigga for some money. Yep. As you think about it, a lot of shit that niggas do, period, whether they believe it or not, you doing it for a female.
That is true.
You doing it for a female. Subconsciously, you doing it for a female.
That new ride that look pretty,
mm-hmm.
Doing it for the chicks, bro.
Yep. You want to look fly? You don't want to look fly just for yourself. You want to look fly to attract a female. That's why I be saying these women just don't know they got a lot of power.
I like to smell good. I like different colognes and shit. You get what I'm saying? That's me. I like different smells and shit. That's me. I don't do that shit for nobody else but females. I like walking past and somebody admiring what I got on.
You don't want to be a nigga.
I mean, niggas shouldn't be trying to be like, nigga, what you got on? Like, that's for a female's nose. Like,
but
just
that's
like
what I'm saying. You might walk past one of the wrong motherfuckers that you think a hood nigga.
Man, well, fortunately, it ain't happened, so we good. God damn, motherfucker always got to bring some.
Look,
back.
I do the same shit you do to me, bro. I do the same shit you do to me.
Hey, bro, what we just talking about on your shit about everything we look at got some fucking LBG shit in it, so why the fuck would you bring that shit on this?
Look, bro, I was just trying to make a point because you said you do it for yourself, and then you just switched it and said, I like this here, see a motherfucker reaction.
No, I told you when I hold up, listen, I like to smell good. I like to smell good, but I do it for females. That's what I say.
No, that ain't what the nigga hit rewind. You said I do it because I like to get a reaction out of people. So I had to make sure.
No, I said no. That was me explaining, saying I like to get the reaction when you walk by. That was me, but I said I do it for females.
Okay, all right.
Now go back and listen to the tape.
All right.
I think I said that.
Nah, you didn't.
I'm quite sure I said it.
You said something like that, but
I'm quite sure.
I don't think the word female ever came out your goddamn mouth.
I'm quite sure I said female.
No, you didn't. I'm
quite sure I said it. Now, after this live, we can go back and listen to it in the back, and you can give me my money.
I ain't bet you shit, but if you want to, we can.
We'll talk about that after the live.
He don't want y'all to hit his bet. Y'all better take his money.
Nah, if I lose the bet, they ain't gonna know about it. See, that's how I am. I keep my personal business off of this motherfucker.
So if I bet you, nigga, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, don't say nothing, nigga.
Man, yeah, but this great discussion, man. And I hope, goddamn, we can do it more. I told you, man, we need to do a podcast. I already told you that shit. I ain't tell you shit no more.
Let's get together and talk about it, bro. Let's get it.
Most definitely, man, because whether we agree or not, like I said, Skip.
See, the one thing that you and I can do is, man, you can do it without it being, you know what I mean, without us getting it, you know, too rowdy, because we pretty much know how each other is. So
Right.
It ain't really no malice. And both of us have gotten, just to let people know, we have both been upset at each other at the end of the live and then chopped it up after that on the phone. Yep. And we made it make sense to us what we was trying to get and come to that conclusion that, you know, bro, the way you are, the way I am, the way I am, that's how we keep that shit. You know what I mean? Me and Trill the same way. You know what I mean? Two brothers that I appreciate off of this motherfucker that I done met. You feel what I'm saying? I really appreciate these two brothers I done met, and Boss and Big Kane too. You know what I mean? Like, we really chopped it up on some different level shit. You know what I mean? Like, me and Boss be mainly on some, you know, today shit, and Kane, Trill, and I be on some futuristic, tomorrow, next level type shit. But I really appreciate these brothers I met. You know what I mean? I love them to death. That's what it is, for real.
Real shit.
What you put up there for me, bro?
My shit.
Oh, shit.
My favorite shit.
I got you.
Before I get up out of here.
All right, that's what it is. We about to end this, man. I gotta get up in a couple hours and do my thing. So we about to end this anyway. All right. Final thoughts for the night. I don't have none.
I ain't got none either, because I gave them on my last live.
All right, let's get it. Hey, I appreciate everybody that came out. I appreciate the people that rolled with me. Terry, you know I love you, baby. Double Rainbow. Hey, Double Rainbows come through Boss. Salute. You know what I mean? I appreciate her sub. And me and her just be politicking in the chat.
Double R.
I appreciate her energy. You know what I mean? So welcome over. All my people over here pretty cool. There's not a lot of them in here, but you know, we'll catch them on another live. But all right, I'm gonna end this with this song, and then we out.
Hold on. Can you take a guess at what song it is?
Listen.
Wrong. Go ahead.
If it ain't Listen, then it's Higher.
Bingo.
Wrong. All right.
I do what I do for the masses. Spit fire, then I'm stomping on the ashes. Study y'all like I'm taking extra classes. Study time like an owl with some glasses. Stay focused on the past, but I look ahead. And I can tell you face to face like you booked a gig. I'm a real rebel nigga, I'm a real god. Got me stuck up in this realm facing real odds. Since birth, nigga, TV had me hypnotized. In the curse from the food, I was victimized. In the soul of the sun where the scripture lies. To the depths of the waters where it's liquefied. From the light I receive, I'm a different guy. When all the gods come awake, we gon' simplify. Said and done, we gon' set it all on fire, cuz Strong to him. Higher, higher, higher. Strong to him. Life. Strong to him. Higher, higher. Let's talk to him. Let's get it. Higher, higher. Yeah. Tell them demons when they had me should've took my soul. Now I one up on you bitches, time to rock and roll. I done made it to my prime without a scratch, dog. The overseers with the shield showing back love. Putting pressure on the elements for elevation. Got a snowman on my shirt just for for motivation. What you niggas talking for, I'm in my own zone. And we gon' take Babylon like they their own. I'm just a resident, this is not my real home. Like I was heaven sent, come from where it's copper tone. Atmospheric in my mind, I could drop a drone. Crossbow, Rambo, but I'm not Stallone. Don't be fucking with my vibe or my DJ.
In the lab.
Catch you later on like the replay. You bitches ready, I'ma fuck this fire, cuz.
Just get higher.
Strong tool. Higher, higher, higher. Strong tool. Life, life.
Just get higher.
Strong tool. Higher, higher, higher. Let's talk tool. Let's get it.
Try to keep me down, but I just
Higher, higher.
Hey, boss.
Yo,
I got one for you. Pause that for a second.
I take it off.
All right. Still ain't take it off.
I mean, the shit was over anyway.
Oh. I don't know how you
Hold on, let me put my headphones back on. What'd you say?
All right. I'm gonna play something real fast. Let's see if you want to chop this up later on today.
All right.
If you don't understand the destruction of Planned Parenthood, and you don't understand the wall that we're going to build, if you don't understand the destruction of Planned Parenthood offices, and you don't understand the wall that we're going to build on the southern border of the United States, you haven't read the book The Birth Dearth by Ben Wattenberg. Ben Wattenberg was a brilliant Jewish man who was a member of the American Enterprise Institute, and he wrote a book, the first paragraph of which says, the main problem confronting the United States today is there aren't enough white babies being born in this country. He was an advisor to presidents of the United States. He wrote the book in 1987. He says if we don't change this and change it rapidly, white people will lose their numerical majority in this country, and this will no longer be a white man's land. Now, I'm not misrepresenting this. I'm telling you almost exactly what he says. He says there are three things we can do to solve this. Number one, we could pay women to have babies, as they have been doing in Western European nations for years. Then he says, and these are his words, not mine.
All right. I can pause it right there, bro, so we can chop it up later. That way people come watch.
Oh, yeah. Because I actually was following, what's his name, Neely Fuller. He spoke about this a long time ago, bro, so I'm with it.
All right, so we got that. That way we give y'all a lower taste, but more than likely we'll do it on boss and shit.
We do it over here, bro.
Hey, it's whatever.
Yeah,
we might can screen from both of them if you want. I mean,
yeah, we
that's
can
how
do
we
that.
do. All right.
All right.
We'll chop that up. Hey, I appreciate all my people for coming through. I love all y'all motherfuckers. Y'all know how I do. I ain't gonna play no song going out. I'm gonna just tell y'all that. I said, BM.